Hey guys, MWCW here. Sorry my previous video failed out and just black screen for some reason. Starting next month, I'll be streaming on Twitch, or this Friday I'll be starting streaming on Twitch every Friday. Probably from maybe noon until about maybe 8, 9 at night, somewhere in that area. Games I plan on streaming basically is Flight Simulator, World of Airports, which is what you're seeing on screen right now, Phasmo, and a host of other random games, including I'm an Air Traffic Controller 4 and Tower Simulator 3. And next month, February, around February 7th, 8th, or 9th, I plan on getting the premium side of Streamlabs / OBS and start to stream into both my YouTube channel and to Twitch. As far as that goes, and if that's all that you were really here for was for this 1 little minute channel update, that's fine. Now for the hot takes. And this has to do with this Flight Simulator. Let me turn this off because that's quite annoying. Okay, there we go. I don't really care about this file. This is just Innsbruck. But let me just get stuff moving around on the screen here for you guys. That's a little bit of eye candy. All right. How are we all waiting on the fuel truck? Okay. Actually, that's fine. Let's go here. Okay. So, as far as flight simulators go, Microsoft Flight Simulator in particular, Flight Simulator 24 versus 2020, and this is just strictly my point of view of it. I would say I went back to Flight Simulator 2020 for some reasons. First and foremost reason, and I pray that Asobo gets this going as quick as possible for 2024. But for right now, the main reason why I am back over in 2020 is because of all the aircrafts that are available to fly. I can fly the MAX 8. I can fly any of the PMDG aircrafts. I can fly the 789s because I have the Bravo airspace. I have the Verticals. I have their A220s. And also have their E-Jets. But I also have, after I got their E-Jets, I ended up getting the FSSS E-Jet, which to me is a lot better. But that's neither here nor there. And the beautiful thing about it is they're all in working order in 2020. There's very, very little flaws with the planes. Yeah, there's an occasional bug or two, but hey. Secondly, it has more sceneries for most of the major airports. This in due time will more likely be ported over or redone by the developers. And I think a lot of that's going to have to do with the Microsoft Marketplace coming out whenever they decide to launch it. I think that's when we're going to see more of those airports being ported over. Like I said, it's not really a big deal to me. That's not the biggest part for me flying. I am one of those ones that are a visual person, which is my third and probably the most important point for me, in my point of view, is that the simulator in 2024, for me, loves to crash to the desktop, or CTD is what we call it, at random times during the flight. I chalk this up to the streaming services, quote unquote streaming services, of 2024 versus 2020. This is like the biggest deal breaker for me at the moment. When Sim Update 1 comes out for 2024, if it fixes the one issue, which is the crash to desktop, then I'll be on 2024 for full time. As it saves my graphic card, I currently have a 3080 Super. I'm looking at going to the RTX 5080. 2020 right now makes it have a heart attack and bottlenecks. I don't know why this is. It just happens. When I run it in 2024, when 2024 does allow me to complete a full flight, it's only running at like 50 to 70% GPU capacity, which is phenomenal. And I don't have to update my card if I don't want to. Next major point for me would be add-ons that I truly do love because I don't fly on VATSIM. So AI ATC is really, really big for me. And this is kind of like my comparison against the big three in each and every single one of them. So basically we have three of them in the AI ATC market right now. Beyond ATC, Say Intentions, and FS HUD. Beyond ATC for me is very good IFR only program, and has now, at the time of this recording, has released the LLM, which is a large language model, to the experimental server, and hopefully they use this in a proper way to make the product more valuable as time goes on. When they start implementing other features like emergency protocols, VFR, hopefully that's all at some point later this year. My overall experience with the program is very, very good for on-the-rail ATCs goes. Say Intentions is going above and beyond as an ATC program. This is like a full top-down airplane program. From its stellar ATC all the way down to the ramp services, in some instances FBO services, with the integration to On Air, which is a career mode add-on third party that runs on your desktop. They are doing a fabulous job in leading the way in top-down services, with their own traffic injection coming in 2025 at some point. In time with the en route traffic coming out first, I do believe. Just head over to the SI YouTube or the Say Intentions YouTube channel and watch Vectors to Final. I know Brian, the lead developer, has mentioned it multiple times, and there might be even a video on that channel that's dedicated to the traffic injection. And Brian goes into more detail of what's going on there. Next on the list for me is FS HUD. Now, this is a program that I've been using since version 0.8, basically version 1, about 2 years ago. This program is probably the most complete in terms of IFR flying. This has always been my go-to ATC program. And the dev is constantly updating it for 2024. And they have entered into the AI ATC race. And what I mean by that is that they now have more voices from you to choose from as far as their co-pilots. They're using more voices in terms of the controllers and other traffic and stuff. Yes, there is one caveat, is that you have to have, as of now, AIG, Alpha India Group's traffic injector installed, or flight plans installed, and models. As FSLTL no longer supports FSHUD, as most of their developers work with Beyond ATC. But the one plus over either of the other two programs is that you can fly multiple stops. So let's say if I go from Atlanta to Charlotte to LaGuardia, I do not have to restart the traffic injectors. It just keeps running. And you can just easily upload your next flight plan into FSHUD, and away you go. I really love that. You know, as far as my take in this department, I would say right now I am leaning heavily towards Say Intentions as my go-to choice for AI offline ATC. I love how they are building a simulation within a simulation. I'm also proud to say that I am now, as of January 21st, a Say Intentions partner. I have joined their partnership program because I want to help them find bugs and try to get the traffic right. From somebody that flies offline mainly. Yes, there'll still be a lot of bugs to be ironed out and stuff with all the features on both the partner side and their experimental branches of Say Intentions. I'm trying to give them as much constructive feedback as I possibly can to Brian and his team at Say Intentions. Like, I'll be honest, like last night and everything, I was, I don't record these videos anymore. I don't stream my flights anymore. Although I should, but I don't. But, and a lot of the reason for that is because I'm using experimental branches. I'm using, technically alpha/beta branches and stuff like that. So I'm technically obligated not to stream or record any of that. But like last night, I use another career add-on and stuff called A Pilot's Life. Right now I'm flying for EasyJet. I'm constantly in and out of Edinburgh right now. So like last night I went over to Elder Grove. I didn't have a problem going to Elder Grove. It was on the way back that I had an issue. Basically, I ran into what we call the handoff bug. Basically, where Elder Grove Approach never handed me off to Scottish Center or to Edinburgh Approach. And SI tends to have this problem with very short flights and not handing you off in a properly timed manner. And it's just in some locations. Belfast to Edinburgh is one of them. It's the one where I noticed it the most. I had to manually switch to tower because I was already on ILS 24, 3 miles out. I was basically getting ready to land. Wheels touched down. Thank you. Have a nice day. But this is the kind of feedback that I'm trying to give the team and stuff. I always rate the flights. That's another thing, guys. If you are using Say Intentions and you do run into a bug, please fill out the survey of the flight. That is not there for you to, basically it's them asking for feedback info is what that's there for. It's not there for, how do you rate the program? I mean, there is a option at the top where it's like, hey, how are you enjoying the program? And it goes 0 through 5. How this flight was? And you rate it between 0 being god awful and 10 being perfection. I believe that flight I rated at a 7 because of the handoff bug. But I only rated that because everything else was fine. Cabin crew was good. Co-pilot was good. The pushback was good. I mean, I can't say much about it. But it's just something that's just very common in UK and maybe in some other parts of Europe. That where this handoff bug happens. But that's basically what I got for now. Like I said, I'm hoping to God. Now, I'm getting ready to download the experimental branch for Beyond ATC. Like I said, as of recording this video, they just launched the large language model. And I'm going to see how that works. But I think ultimately, Say Intentions is going to be my go-to. I love what Captain and all of them are doing over at Beyond ATC. I've had their supporter pack since day one. I've had their supporter pack. I support both sides. I mean, and if something happens with either or, I always know I have FS HUD to go to. I already had the plug-in for 2024. Grant, that's another thing that kind of like made people mad and stuff. Was that the developer charged a minor upgrade fee. I hate to say this, guys, but I feel a lot of companies are going to go that avenue just because Flight Simulator 2024 brings a lot more to the table than what 2020 was. In all honesty. I mean, they look similar, but like under the hood is completely different. And I think with the evolution of AI, artificial intelligence, I believe has really put the focus on how far Asobo can push Flight Simulator. As you see with the career mode, their career mode and stuff, their career mode is good and everything. GA flying's not for me. But I have to be honest, suck it up and move through it so I can get to the airliners. It's stupid, I know, but I mean, basically, I think they could redone that, and they could have had 3 different paths. Basically, they could have had a commercial pilot license path, which leads you to the airlines and maybe let you fly the 737 MAX that was in the game, maybe a CRJ4, you know, or instead of maybe creating the Max, the 737 Max, maybe they could have did a CRJ and an Embraer, you know, something small. Maybe even the A220. You know, but it is what it is. You know, they could have gone that way. They could have did commercial pilot's license, private pilot's license, the PPL, that we currently have to go through in order to get a CPL, and then helicopter. So I would like to see the career mode change up to that, because I do not enjoy flying GAs at all. I mean, I have done it for a little bit, just trying to just to try to get to the commercial pilot license. I just can't be bothered. Even though there's ways to skip to the flights, get to the landing, yada yada yada, just no. Straight up no. It's not for me. But that's it. I'm actually going to probably stream here tonight over on Twitch. Same handle, MWCW709. And we are going to be streaming World of Airports. We're going to continue with our Nagano Airport. I hope you all have fun. Thanks. See you later. Bye.